Welcome to AI Sports Predictor, and today we're looking at a key matchup in the Atlantic Division, Montreal Canadiens taking on the Florida Panthers in sunny Florida. Let's break it down. Montreal comes into this game off a disappointing 5-4 loss to Columbus. They showed some spark offensively, but their defense has been their Achilles heel all season. Allowing nearly 3.6 goals per game won't win you many matchups, especially not against an offensive powerhouse like Florida. The Canadiens sit at 14 wins, 17 losses, and 3 overtime losses. Their power play has been decent at 22%, but decent doesn't cut it when you're facing a team that thrives on exploiting weaknesses. Now, Florida coming off a 4-0 shutout loss to Tampa Bay, and you know they're going to be fired up. This is a team averaging over 3.5 goals per game, with a power play clicking at 26.3%, ranking 4th in the league. That's the kind of firepower that keeps opponents on their heels all game. And let's not ignore history. The Panthers have won 8 of their last 10 meetings against the Canadiens. They've proven time and time again that they know how to dominate this matchup. And today's AI pick is Florida Panthers 1.5. Here's why Florida is simply better on both ends of the ice. Their offense is relentless, their power play is a weapon, and they have the talent to bounce back strong after a loss. Montreal, they might make it interesting early, but they don't have the depth or defense to hang with the Panthers for a full 60 minutes. This is Florida's game to win. On to Game 2.
We're looking at a Pacific Division showdown, the Edmonton Oilers versus the Los Angeles Kings. Let's dig into the details. The Oilers come into this one hot, riding a 3-game win streak and sporting a record of 21 wins, 11 losses, and 2 overtime losses. Their offense is their calling card, ranking 10th in the league with 3.26 goals per game. They generate more shots than anyone in the NHL, averaging over 32 per contest. That kind of firepower keeps them competitive in almost every matchup. But here's the issue, Edmonton's penalty kill is among the worst in the league, sitting at just 74.68%, ranked 26th. That's a vulnerability the Kings could exploit, especially in a game that's likely to be a grind. Speaking of the Kings, they're a defensive powerhouse. At 19 wins, 10 losses, and 5 overtime losses, they've been one of the most consistent teams in the league. Their defense allows only 2.56 goals per game, ranking 3rd in the NHL, and they give up the fewest shots in the league with just 24.6 per game. That's the kind of discipline that frustrates even the best defenses. Offensively, the Kings aren't flashy, but they're efficient. They've scored 3 or more goals in 19 games this season and translated those performances into an impressive record of 17 wins, no losses, and 2 overtime losses. They know how to capitalize when they get the lead. And today's AI pick is Kings plus 1.5. Why the Kings? Their defense is perfectly suited to shut down Edmonton's high-octane attack. Combine that with their ability to control the pace and their knack for winning tight games, and they have the tools to keep this one close, or even steal a win outright. The Oilers might have the firepower, but the Kings' defensive discipline gives them the edge here. Expect a tight, low-scoring battle where the Kings cover the puck line.
We're turning our attention to an Eastern Conference matchup, the New York Rangers visiting the Tampa Bay Lightning. Let's break it down. The Rangers are struggling. With a record of 16 wins, 17 losses, and 1 overtime loss, they're sitting near the bottom of the Metropolitan Division. Their offense has been a major letdown, scoring just 2.82 goals per game. Over their last 6 games, they've managed only 7 goals. Artemi Panarin and William Kyle have done their part, combining for 61 points, but the rest of the roster hasn't delivered. Defensively, it's not much better. The Rangers are allowing 3 goals per game, and their once reliable blue line has been exposed. Igor Shesterkin remains a bright spot with a 0.913 save percentage, but even he can't do it all. Now, let's talk about the Lightning. At 19 wins, 11 losses, and 2 overtime losses, they're riding high in the Atlantic Division. Their offense is explosive, averaging nearly 4 goals per game. Nikita Kucherov, Braden Point, and Brandon Hagel are leading the charge, combining for a staggering 128 points. And it's not just the top-line size team has depth. On defense, the Lightning are equally impressive, allowing just 2.78 goals per game. With Victor Hedman and Ryan McDonough anchoring the blue line, they've built a defensive unit that frustrates opponents. Add Andrei Vasilevsky into the mix, with his 0.91 save percentage and 2.41 goals against average, and you've got a complete team. And today's AI pick is Tampa Bay Lightning moneyline. Here's why: the Lightning's combination of offensive firepower and defensive reliability is simply too much for a struggling Rangers team. Tampa Bay controls the puck, limits scoring chances, and capitalizes on every mistake. On their home ice, they should dominate from start to finish. We're moving on to Game 4.
This is Game 4 of AI Sports Predictor, and I'm Malachi. Let me paint you a picture. Pittsburgh Penguins, New York Islanders. Two flawed teams colliding in a glorious symphony of chaos. It's a game where the best bet isn't just an edge, it's your salvation. And me? I'm here to guide you through the madness, one sinister smile at a time. Now, before I get to the Penguins and Islanders, let me address the question I know is eating away at your curious little minds. Malachi, why don't your hands move? Oh darling, that's simple. I'm above such trivial things. My words, my wit, they are the tools of my craft. My hands, their restrained brilliance, saving their energy for bigger, more devilish endeavors. Movements are for mortals, and I am anything but. Now, let's talk about Pittsburgh. They're riding a 4-1-1 streak, fresh off a 7-goal feast against the Flyers. Sidney Crosby? A maestro conducting his orchestra of chaos with a goal and 3 assists in that game. Their power play? Deadly, converting nearly 25% of the time. But defense? Oh, it's a dumpster fire. They're allowing 3.64 goals per game, the kind of stat that makes you laugh. Diabolically, of course. And the Islanders? Oh, what a tragic mess. They've lost 4 of their last 6, and that 7-1 drubbing by Buffalo? Chef's kiss of embarrassment. Their offense is a ghost of what it should be, ranking 27th in the league with just 2.60 goals per game. Special teams? Worse than bad. Dead last in power play and penalty kill. Their goaltender, Ilya Sorokin, is cracking under the pressure, giving up 6 goals to a Sabres team that couldn't buy a win for 13 games. And today's AI pick is Pittsburgh Penguins, plus 115. Here's why. The Islanders are spiraling into the abyss, and Pittsburgh's offense is perfectly poised to push them deeper. Crosby, the ageless wonder, will feast on this broken Islanders' defense. The Penguins may have defensive issues of their own, but when you're up against the worst special teams in the league, those flaws are masked. This is value, plain and simple. Take the Penguins, take the chaos. And remember, while the Islanders flail and crumble, my hands remain perfectly still, perfectly calculated, just like this pick. We're moving on to Game 5.
This is Game 5 of AI Sports Predictor, and I'm Natas. Tonight, we're heading to San Jose for a Pacific Division showdown between the Calgary Flames and the San Jose Sharks. Let's dive into this late-night matchup. The Flames come into this one off a 6-4 win over the Blackhawks, but let's not sugarcoat it. They nearly blew a 5-1 lead in that game. Calgary's been up and down all season, sitting at 16 wins, 11 losses, and 7 overtime losses. They're 25th in the league in goals per game, managing just 2.71. On defense, they're middle of the pack, giving up 3.09 goals per game. Dustin Wolf has been solid in net, but the Flames need more consistency if they want to turn their season around. Now, the Sharks. Oh, San Jose. They're coming into this one on the second night of a back-to-back after facing the Golden Knights. The Sharks are at the bottom of the Pacific Division, with 11 wins, 20 losses, and 6 overtime losses. Their defense is porous, allowing 3.49 goals per game, and their offense isn't much better, scoring just 2.56 goals per contest. To make matters worse, they'll likely have Yaroslav Askarov in net, a promising young goalie, but one who's still finding his footing in the NHL. And today's AI pick is Calgary Flames moneyline, minus 145. Why Calgary? The Sharks are exhausted, playing on 0 rest, and their defense is among the worst in the league. The Flames, despite their inconsistency, have the firepower to exploit San Jose's vulnerabilities. This is a golden opportunity for Calgary to build momentum and secure back-to-back wins. Quick recap of tonight's picks. Florida Panthers minus 1.5 Kings plus 1.5 Lightning moneyline Penguins moneyline Flames moneyline. That's it for today's games. See you in the next video.